Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Virgo. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your third week of March 2021. And just a quick reminder for you, the astrology that we are talking about in this particular video is actually going to be extending beyond just 1 week in its influence. Okay, so the cards are for 1 week, but the astrology going beyond that. And that, honestly, is because we're talking about the new moon that falls in Pisces, March 11th, which is I'm trying to get these out early because it's setting up a powerful gateway, a powerful window that extends from the 11th to the 25th in its prime, but it can actually serve and work with us for so much longer. And this is actually a very powerful moon as well because this new moon is conjunct Neptune as well as Venus. And this new moon conjunct Neptune is going to be allowing for the physicalization of a major dream, a major aspiration or fantasy, something that you have played with, something that you have been working towards, seeking, or maybe even trying to substantiate in your life that is never fully physicalized, never fully manifested. And so this is actually a bridge between the physical and the etheric. And this is also getting a great deal of support from Venus, which is attracting all necessary components of that manifestation to occur, whether it is, the financial resources or other material resources, the social connections, the social assistance that might be coming through. We've got a beautiful dream aspect allowing things to start be realized and allowing things to also be integrated into your experience. This is all occurring in your 7th house of partnerships, closest one-on-one creation. So when we talk about closest one-on-one creations or closest one-on-one connections as well, it could be partnerships or things that we are creating as a partnership or with a partner, whether it's the BFF, the business partner, the romantic partner, the spouse, the alliance, the collaboration. This is allowing for so much to actually finally get underway and not only physicalize and show up in your space, but actually integrate in such a way where it rewrites a lot of what has been considered normal in your reality experience. Because with a new moon, we are seeing an addition that is going to take up some space, take up some room, and have a life of its own. And with this going on, because it is a new moon, yes, of course, it's attracting new candidates into our space, attracting new opportunities there, but it's also attracting new relationships or new eras and new epochs to settle in and overwrite what is normal in existing partnerships. And so you're going to see what's going on. Are we needing new partnerships? New business alliances, new living situation opportunities? Are we attracting new romantic partners, new close one-on-one connections into our life in the platonic or romantic respect? Existing relationships, existing partnerships, a new era, a new product, a new lifestyle, a new way of life. All of this is getting its chance right now to start being integrated. So play with it, plant those seeds, and be creative. Get spiritually active, right? You might want to do a ceremony for this over the course of this next week and a half. You might want to actually put yourself out there, make arrangements to make room for it so it does integrate. As we get on to your cards, right, your spiritual theme of this week is the Fool in reverse. And one of the things that's coming through very strongly for you Virgos is to pay attention to where misgivings, maybe a bit of jadedness, or maybe pessimism needs to be checked. And where we might also be overly optimistic about things we need to maybe pull some energy back from. Because with the Fool card reversed, it's basically where we are placing not only our faith, but where we are also denying a bit of faith. And how do we start equalizing that? Are we just giving way too much of the benefit of the doubt to something that is actually maybe denying a similar experience, a similar joy, or maybe even denying the opportunity for something to truly manifest to show up? Where are our holdups and where are our holdouts? The Fool card reverse is indicating that you're going to be getting a lot of these openings, a lot of these new opportunities that are going to make you have to face where holding on to certain loyalties and attachments are the problem, or maybe where certain misgivings, a bit of jadedness on your part could also be the problem, right? And I'll keep this in mind myself, being a Virgo myself. It's a very, very cool week. We've got to be prepared to be available. As we get on to your material shifts when it comes to your work, your job, your finances, you have the Sun in reverse. And interestingly enough, a lot of you Virgo people are going to be getting a great deal of abundance and attention from spaces or from people, from opportunities that did not notice you before, or maybe had not appreciated what you had put out there before. Because with the Sun card reversed, I'm actually seeing a lot of newfound appreciation coming your way, newfound attention coming your way. Some of it could be from usual spaces or spaces in the past. Some of it, of course, we're attracting new people in. It could be that a lot of propositions, a lot of work, a lot of things that, you have in your skill set or maybe on your resume, your accomplishments, were ahead of their time. Even in the spiritual community, that's kind of something going on right now. A lot of stuff that was considered too advanced, too deep, didn't really get the appreciation it deserved 6-7 years ago. And yet now everyone is leaning in the direction of intermediate to advanced. You're going to be seeing this in your field. You're going to be seeing this all over. And you're going to find that maybe that Fool card reversed is going to challenge you to go, okay, well, how do I appreciate this? And let go of maybe some misgivings about being passed over in the first place, or, being stepped over in the first place. Things are getting, righted in so many good ways for you. In fact, even old opportunities are now better, but we have to make sure that we understand we're also healing and making peace with this aspect of our work and our life's work as well, and how we, or these income avenues, what have you. As we get onto your communications, friends, maybe relatives, other people in your life, you probably will be having some issues show up around a friend or a relative or a social group that, let's just be honest, it doesn't seem to be going any further, and it actually seems to be holding you back. Now, this might be a really tough week to kind of own and be honest and upfront with when it comes to this matter, because this might be something we've been one of those holding out kind of moments that we have to be honest with ourselves with, and also be honest with our friends with. Because with the Eight of Swords, we're kind of seeing where a person refuses to go any further. Now, it may be that they're just, refusing to finish a lesson, refusing to get over a phase of life, refusing to get past a conflict, refusing to face what have you. But I don't think that this is something that you are obliged to stick out with them. It may actually be that leaning on you or leaning on other people has made it so cushy for them that they've made no progress in the first place, right? When we attach ourselves to other people's narratives, or, kind of play follow the leader, it can be real easy to kind of think the leader's doing all the work and we're actually getting the benefits just by following. This person might be going through that, and you might end up having to, maybe put that on a shelf, or put a friendship, or put a family relationship or a connection with a group on ice for a substitute that could be coming through this new moon. As we get on to your challenge this week, you do have the Ace of Wands in reverse. And you're being asked, again, to pay attention to where certain priorities or certain places you are putting your energy, putting your focus, your faith, are becoming a drain. It's taking your attention, it's taking your love, it's taking your work, it's taking your resources. And the give back, the output is just very, very little. It's negligible as to whether or not anything's actually occurring at all. And with the Ace of Wands reversed, you are being asked to see where we can start cutting off some drains, whether it's draining people, draining agendas, draining pursuits. Because the Ace of Wands reverse is saying there is fuel that keeps getting that has been getting dumped into a lighter that won't light anymore. And whether this is something going on with that Eight of Swords, right? The friend group, or the family member, or something else, that'll of course remains to be seen depending on what's going on with your own personal life stream. But with the Ace of Wands reversed, it's about also turning off the line, where that drain of you has been sending that energy, so that you're not getting drained anymore, so that you're not sinking more into something that won't give back. As we get on to your relationships with love and romance and partnerships, you do have the Seven of Wands in reverse. And interestingly enough, I feel a lot of you Virgo people may actually need to let down some defenses, or pay attention to where we are overly defended. Or maybe as a couple, we are being overly defensive with something outside of the relationship. Because I'm seeing with the Seven of Wands reversed, it's more of just be prepared. Something is going to challenge you to let your wall down. Maybe you don't have any walls, but maybe with the Fool card reversed, there could be some misgivings. There could be some doubt about somebody that shows up this week that may not necessarily be giving them enough credit or being fair. It could be that some of you may find somebody and you are just not ready to go there yet, and that's perfectly fine. But the Seven of Wands reverse is saying don't be too hard, don't be too cavalier about putting that news out there either, because something is turning around for the better with relationships. We do not want to be rejecting it if relationships are what we want. Now, if you're not interested in love and relationships, that's perfectly fine. No pressure. But for those of you that are, keep that in mind. Like, we've got something that you're going to want to take more time than a week to come to a decision about. And you may even find that something that you've already been actively resisting or putting up too much of an opposition to could actually be incredibly helpful, incredibly advantageous, and incredibly mutually beneficial and loving and life-changing. So keep that, keep yourself available in that way. For those of you who are currently coupled and currently in established relationships, the Seven of Wands reversed is indicating, a need to reconsider some things that maybe as a couple we've been too cavalier about. Whether it's too cavalier about a certain direction we're going in, or too cavalier about a long-term plan, too cavalier about maybe the atmosphere that we are maintaining around this relationship, this marriage, our kids, and how do we not necessarily dial it back in terms of, eat crow, but how do we make the necessary adjustments to get away from being of a place where we are sending away more good than we are keeping in our space? Because we might have become a bit too rigid. We might have let some fear or some doubt make too many decisions for us, which has maybe taken us out of alignment with a lot of things we've been asking for. With this new moon, you're getting it back. And more and new. Do not be too defended. So that is what I've got for you, Virgo people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.